Scoring 95% won't save your future. Yes, you heard that right. Today, children get high marks, they pass exams, they win certificates, but still, the air is getting worse, rivers are dirty, climate is changing, and children are more stressed than ever. If marks were enough, why is the world breaking? Education taught us how to remember answers, but not how to take responsibility. We taught children formulas, but not how to save nature. We taught competition, but not care. A child can score 95% and still not know how to protect the planet. This podcast is about changing that. School leaders, principals, and educators come together to talk about sustainability, real learning, and education that prepares children for life, not just exams. Let's begin.
Yes, so welcome everyone. Today's topic is education for a sustainable future. If education teaches children to score marks but not to care for the world they live in, are we truly preparing them for life? So, to talk about, we have leaders who are building this future every day in their schools. So, to start with, I would like to welcome SK sir, who is the founder of Global Edu Leader as well as current principal of GD Goenka, Bhubaneswar. Welcome, sir. And I invite you to welcome our guest, although you already told what gel is, just to brief about what gel is and welcome our guest today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ruby. Dipti ma'am and Mrinalini ma'am. Gel is a journey of joy, and Gel is a journey of connecting people around the globe. In short, we started 5 years back during the time of pandemic, but over pandemic, we got connected closely with the Brazil, and we are doing one UN project out of 17 sustainable goal, that is Go Green. So once I visited Brazil first time, it was an amazing thing how much respect they have as a BRICS country, and ball started rolling. So this topic is a very close to my heart since sustainability and education was the topic, and we were working at the Go Green. Indian students and Brazilian students with other country students together. Now, this is the time where we are taking this journey forward, connecting all Indian schools for sustainability. Once we talk about sustainability, it's nothing more than awareness in our brain, body, and if I say soul. Electric switches are on when is to be off. This can be one sustainable objective. Whatever oxygen is present, you see the scenario of Noida. We have reached air quality index 400 plus. So this is the direct threat. I still remember once I started with Brazil. Brazil is the most beautiful and green country, and biggest forest of Amazon is in Brazil. Fertile land. Government of India has a collaboration now in the field of agriculture. Our agriculture minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan visited. I was in Brazil that time. They visited how tomato are being grown, how apples are being grown, how they convert fruits and vegetable into the food supplement food. So it's a very wide range of discussion on the Global Educator Forum. Mainly, we are focusing 4 to 5 things, which includes education and sustainability. We can say NEP topic is policy to practice. So far, what we have been done, we have been discussing a lot, including digital literacy and financial literacy. These are the 5 major components which we are discussing in the podcast, and we conclude it in the IIT conference. So what I'm trying to tell, you are not the guest. Today onwards, you are the host. This family is entirely yours. Take people along with you and let's walk together. Once again, I welcome Dipti ma'am on the screen, and Mrinalini ma'am is back screen, and all my viewers, those who are going to watch program in India, and as well as this programming is being watched in Brazil and other 21 country of the globe. So welcome once again my fellow friends, my new family members who can take this journey forward. Again repeating, gel is not mine, gel is a journey of joy together. Thank you, and Ruby, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Sir.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So let's move ahead with today's discussion. So let's start directly with Dipti ma'am. So ma'am, I'll start with a very simple example. If let's suppose a child throws a chocolate wrapper on the road, we call it bad behavior. But if the same child learns why plastic is harmful, so how waste can be reduced and what alternative exist, where we can reduce these kind of things. So that becomes education. So in your school, how do you move like from this rule to real understanding about sustainability?
Thank you, Ruby Madam. You said it rightly that it's really high time that we switch to sustainable practices in education. So, and challenges across schools remains the same. Somehow, sustainability is still a very open loop, and somehow we are beginning to believe that it's not going to impact us. You know, anything, whether it is climate change or it is loss of biodiversity or is it depletion of resources, we are untouched. So at school, we are going by the principles given to us by UNESCO 2030. And I think what the first step we've taken is we are greening our curriculum. And what does that mean? We have very set learning outcomes which are age specific across grades. Though there is no law enforcing that there has to be sustainable practices in school, we are very particular that we do not use plastics, that school remains a litter free zone. Apart from this, for this last 1 year, we have joined hands with a foundation by name of Green Saviors, which is run by Mr. Sameer Mazli. And he's doing agroforestry in a big way in the Western Ghats, where Belgaum is. And he's working towards growing and spreading indigenous species of plants. There's also some tie-up with the farmers, wherein they are trying to get better yield. Our children are involved with it. For 1 year, every Sunday, children have been going for plantation drives. Apart from this, we are also joining hands with an NGO which is doing very good work on biocultures. And in fact, the NGO, though I'm not able to name them right now, they presented to Prime Minister, and in fact, they are also involved with the cleaning up of River Yamuna. So they've also presented a proposal, and my children are very lucky to be mentored by them. और बहुत कुछ बच्चे सीख रहे हैं, जैसे आपका कैलोट्रोपिस का प्लांट है, वो गार्बेज डंप्स पर ही क्यों आ रहा है? You find some kind of organisms in the root which are helping in degrading garbage. There are studies still going on that, but this is something that we are doing in schools.
My next question to you itself. So let's suppose, like many students study about climate change in books, but they don't feel connected with it, right? So can you share one real activities or the practice from your school where students actually learn, by doing in place of memorizing?
आई थिंक वी डू फोकस अ लॉट ऑन केस स्टडीज. अब देखिए क्लाइमेट चेंज के बारे में हैंड्स ऑन एक्टिविटी होना तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है, हालांकि आप कुछ वर्किंग मॉडल्स वगैरह बना के दिखा सकते हैं विद audio visual presentations. But yes, we do a lot of case studies. You know, now in the mountainous region, the way the floods are coming, the way, in fact, Aapka Delhi NCR is a very good example. So whenever we have these headlines, we make a little case study about that, and we might present it to the children. We have a very active eco club in the school, and then there is a discussion that goes on, and children brainstorm. We come up with things that children can do themselves, and just taking that forward. Like the last time we discussed the Delhi NCR scenario and loss of vegetation over areas, we completed that activity with by helping children make seed balls, कि जिसमें ड्राइड सीड्स को आप काउडंग में और मैन्योर में आप लपेट के ऐसे बॉल्स बनाते हैं, एंड देन ड्यूरिंग मॉनसून्स, so every time that we do a case study, we also have an activity that backs it up. So this is how we are taking it forward.
I really like, ma'am, how you connected this to daily practice. Now, let's move ahead with Mrinalini, ma'am. Ma'am, let's suppose I'm a five standard students and Like I ask you, why should I care about sustainability? So how you will explain to me?
Thank you so much, Ruby, for inviting me for this kind of webinar where environment matters a lot. And these kind of initiatives would not only affect the leaders, but also on the school and society so that they become responsible towards their action. The live example when we talk about sustainability and seriousness towards sustainability is what is happening in Delhi NCR. Children are forced to wear masks, children are forced to remain inside. Apart from it, children are also forced to take online classes where other children of the region where there are trees, there are forests, they are enjoying this cold weather and they are enjoying the bright sun outside. So this is the, this is the one of the most apt example which we can give to our students in the school, that if we are not taking actions today, then after 10 years or 15 years things will become worse, and maybe it would affect on the health of the children and the you can say even the mental ability of the children if they are not going out of their house for various social activities. So when we talk about sustainability in our school, we are the brand ambassador of sustainable development in Greater Noida, and we have also received an award as a brand ambassador from Niti Aayog, as we have incorporated all 17 SDG in our curriculum. So basically, our monthly theme of entire school depends upon, or is the curriculum revolves around the SDG. One SDG is taken every month, and whatever topic teacher is teaching, that topic is connected with that particular SDG, and at the end of the month whatever activities students have done, the presentation of those activities and even the brand ambassador tag is given to the students, those who have worked very nicely entire month in order to achieve that particular SDG. So we have every month a theme of SDG, and then in the end of the year we have SDG exhibition where we showcase how we have motivated the students and how they will further motivate their parents and the community in order to take care of the environment in their own way. There is no one else who's going to come and take care of this planet. It is we who has to work individually so that our planet is safe. Government is doing their own job, whether they are doing or not, we are not bothered about it. But as an individual, if we are not doing our work at our place, then effect of us efforts would not be seen. How much ever people keep on doing, we want our children to be a change maker. We want our children to be a change themselves. So we have role models, we have role plays, then we have activities like green class. Those classes are given award. Apart from it, we also have based audit every month of in our school. Then we have recycle machine in our school where the papers which are waste papers that are produced by each class, students themselves collect it and they send it for recycling. They do recycling themselves. Then plantation drive, definitely we actually celebrate Raksha Bandhan with plants. So every child is tying Rakhi to a plant, naming that particular plant, taking care of the plant. For this initiative, the Rashtrapati has given award to our students, 5 students on Bandhan itself. They were called and they were appreciated. So on Children's Day also, 5 of our students were called along with the management, and they were appreciated for the sustainable efforts we are taking at Prominence World School. Environment is important, and you cannot survive if we are not having safe, secured, and green environment around you. So definitely the effect is seen, not immediately, but in long run, because it becomes your habit. Saving environment becomes your habit. Throwing, like it's very simple example I'll give you, like when a child is throwing waste paper inside the classroom here and there, teacher keeps on telling them, throw it in the dustbin, throw it in the dustbin. So after a year, child definitely, without teacher asking asking him to throw waste paper in dustbin, he himself goes, picks up and throws all waste in the dustbin. Same way when we talk about sustainability, saving environment, if repeatedly we are telling them, repeatedly we are having all entire curriculum linked with sustainability, it will become their habit. So at their place, at individual level, definitely they will work in order to save the environment, and it will
Yeah,
show them.
those are the powerful way, ma'am, to shape student thinking. But just to add on with your thing, like even like let's be honest, even parents ask कि marks कहाँ हैं, they are not more curious about बच्चा responsible बना या नहीं. And even like as you are talking about Delhi NCR, we all know what the situation is right now, but still in name of religions, we throw in the river also, like still like people are not understanding. So how we make sure as a school, like that awareness and student will be strong enough, to put their point in front of their parent that no, this is wrong or this is right and this is how we
Hmm.
should do.
So actually, when when we decide about monthly theme of SDG, one particular SDG, what we have decided for a month, first we start with the workshop of the parent. So in the starting of the month, we first have orientation of the parent. We conduct workshop for 2 days in different wings. We invite parents. If they are not able to attend the workshop, then in that case, we have online sessions with them. We make them understand what is this month SDG, why it is important, what activities we are doing, and why we want parents to cooperate in this particular activity, and what changes we want at home for a child to be capable of adapting to the new, you can say, new way of living, where you're not throwing, as you gave example, where you're not throwing and you're not causing water pollution, why it is important. So before working upon children, it is very important to keep parents in loop, because without parents cooperation, no school would be able to bring any change in the behavior of the child. Learning outcome can be achieved only and only when parents support us, and extended learning happens at the home when child returns back after the school. So we always target the parent first, and once the workshop is done, after that children are given various activities. So parents also have come to know that we are working for environment. Initially there were few parents who were hesitant and they were reluctant to change their behavior and their things, but then now, since I told repeatedly, when a good thing is being told and initiated by the school, they agree and they accept it. Marks, definitely it is important. It is not a mistake of parents. I don't say that parents are wrong in asking marks. This is the mistake of the higher education system. It's not mistake of the school. 98%, then only you will get in IIT. 97%, then only you will get in SRCC. So whose mistake is it? It's not mistake of parents. Everyone knows that in higher education, after your 12th standard, when you want to go into graduation, it is important to get marks. So that system is to be changed. There, instead of asking for cutoff marks, the colleges should ask for what is your sustainable grade, how much you have given to environment, how much credit scores you have for saving environment and saving plant. There nobody asks. There they ask what is your percentage in PCM. So we want our children to prepare for environment, but then where we are sending our product, our children in colleges, they are asking them what is your percentage. So it's not parents' mistake. It's a mistake of our system, which we have created since
Very
ages, and we have not changed. We are changing at class level, where school level, but we are not changing where children are going to college, and after college, they will get ready for the day to day life, and where they have to earn their livelihood. So when you give for interview, nobody asks whether you failed or whether they ask whether you passed this particular exam or not. When you
very
go for
valid point, ma'am.
international exam, then they ask whether you have cleared TOEFL or not. They don't ask what you have done for environment. When you give medical exam, they don't ask how much project you have done for health and wellness of the students or your community. How much you know about taking care of your own body. They don't ask. They ask whether you have got this much marks or not. So it is our mistake. What we have done, system we have created, parents are just fitting into it. We change the system, parent will change automatically.
Those are the very valid points, ma'am. I guess our other panelists must be agree with you. So, Mr. Singh, as ma'am said, like it is not at the school level, so it is at the system level. And of course, we cannot change much at the school level. If one system can change easily and can be implemented easily. So what is the one advice as a principal, or one request you can say to the system as a principal? We want that this can be changed at the system level that will affect a lot about the sustainable. Over to you, sir.
Actually, Ruby, if I talk about my past experience of 17 years as a principal and 25 years, it's self practice first. First project in 2007, which I did with the students. Okay, let's green the campus, not by talk. You have to plant, you have to take care of that plant, how the plant is growing. So, life of 12 years, if you're taking care, definitely there will be the output. Coming to this is the principal made system, which is possible. All the schools have only land, so let's declare 5 to 10 feet of the boundary wall area as a green area, because near the playground, once they play in the sunside, they used to run and sit in the shed. So rather than having a concrete shed or auditorium, you should have this natural 3 layers plantation. The first layer near the boundary, the tall one trees, which has a good shadow. Second one, the smaller trees, which may have another dense shade. And the last one you can use as a decorative plants or flowering, which increase the beauty of your play field. Now what is happening? Two things are required. One is the water, and second is the intention. So if the principal speaks in the assembly, nothing will come on ground. Principal has to plant, has to participate. Science and EVS teacher has to participate. Even KG teacher has to participate. Take an example. Suppose there are 500 students. Let's aim for 500 sapling. I will not say go and buy the expensive plant. It is not possible. Once you grow sapling and then you plant anywhere in the park, in the school, in the municipal community, wherever. So that become a campaign. And before that, if you require 5 to 7 liter pure oxygen for yourself and you inhale around 11,000 liters of oxygen, and then you are surviving. So for example, it's a very clear cut logic. If you have 100 rupees in the pocket and your expenditure is 110, so one day there will be no life on the earth, honestly speaking. So whatever deposit of the nature are the gift of our elders, parents, grandfathers and fathers was there. Every day we are reducing it and we are very near where life is not possible. I visited to Brazil and I saw there is a net bird which hide the seed during the rainy season. On the equal distance, a bird naturally 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet. And it seems like that is a plantation. It was amazing. See how nature is beautiful. The bird will take the seeds and she will deposit in the earth by this intention ki I will eat it after some time. Equal distance around 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet. Same lines, and that bird goes to the higher side of the hill. And since climate of Brazil is very good, I was discussing with the professor of university. It was amazing. I never thought of. And that all plantations looks like it is a natural plantation. So this is the gift of nature. So we have to, systematic approach is policy level. Maybe I have written to the CBSE. Still we want to keep all the CBSE schools boundary wall should be green zone. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. 2 acre land in the rural area and 1 acre land in the. This is the minimum requirement of CBSE. Same thing with the government schools. Same with. See, you get oxygen, you get the shade rather than having the plastic shade or concrete shade. And more than that, that is a live example of sustainability. Sustainability is not a talk. Sustainability is a practice.
That's a very good takeaway, and as well as you shared a great example and great request to CBSE into the system. Thank you so much for that. Now, just to add on, as Mrinalini ma'am said, companies ask about like they don't hire for the degrees, they hire for problem solvers. So how education for the sustainability helps students become job ready. I want to ask from Dipti ma'am.
One such practice that which we can do in school so that employment and education don't remain like two airtight compartments is also that wherever the school is situated, it is important that children also learn about the indigenous practices there. Very frankly speaking, like they can be taught agro forestry. बच्चों को हम even pisciculture सिखा सकते हैं, wherein we can raise fish. Poultry farming can be taught in schools. So, and these are all part of skill subjects that
Very
CBSE
true.
offers. And if it is done properly with proper mentors, then I think not only would it help in saving environment, it is also providing employability. And जो indigenous knowledge है, over the years it is being undermined because we have become so data driven and synthetic in our approach. So like very frankly speaking, there are scriptures which say that when the devilfish gets washed ashore, then you can expect the seismic plates to move. And very truly, in 2025, there was sighting of very deep sea creatures on the shore. And through indigenous practices and indigenous knowledge, I think there is a lot that we can conserve, and it gives you enough scope also for employability.
Yeah, very true, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. And now we have Manoj sir also with us. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, sir.
This side Manoj, Dr. Manoj from ITS Ghaziabad.
Welcome, sir, and good evening. Sir, my question to you is technology is often blamed for problems, but it can also be a solution. So, how can AI, digital tools, or innovation lab help students learn sustainability?
So far as the innovation, particularly, ma'am, we are from the higher education institutions, and we just impart the education related with the professional educations, higher educations. What we have seen, we are not the AI specialist or the technology background. I am from the management background. So from that perspective itself, just I would like to emphasize on the mindset of the students. The students who are the budding managers, the budding professionals, and at the same time the budding technocrats who are going to take the responsibility of the society as well as of the nation as a whole, right? So the SDG 4, Sustainable Development Plan 4, that is basically related with the course curriculum and the teachers' development activities. So first we need to impart this type of the feeling amongst the students, because the students this time, what you have noticed and everyone has noticed, that as the educational institutions that is growing and the number of the students they are getting degrees, overqualified or higher qualified, so this time the education rate is more than 74%. But what we find in the society, the social harmony in fact, that is reducing up to the 12% and the 11%. This is just reverse as compared to our the time of the independence. So this is very, very astonishing itself in nature. So we need to imbibe the concept of the sustainable development as well as the ethical values and the professional ethics to our students, right? So we emphasize on that part, and we had a very big meeting, mass meeting with the university vice chancellors and the university educational experts also, that it should be the part and the parcel of the course curriculum itself. So we have decided to impart this education at the PG level and also at the UG level in our colleges. Now the basic concept of this education is the transformation of the human being. That is in terms of their thought process, that is in terms of their responsibilities, and that is also in terms of their awareness about the environment, nature, globe, and as well as the all over the universe, right? So we need this part, and accordingly we have framed this program, and accordingly not only that is only limited up to the students, rather that we have extended this program amongst our faculty members also, because only the trained faculty members, they can impart the right set of the knowledge and the skills and the feelings to our students. So for that purpose, with the consent of the AICTE, All India Council of Technical Education, as well as the university levels, we have developed a very good, very developed course curriculum for that one. So we emphasize on these two parts, development of the course curriculum as well as the development of the teachers also. Because the teachers, they are also, most of the teachers, they are from the Z generations these days. They are not that much careful or aware with the ethical issues or the value based issues. So in fact, That is the role, crucial role as on date for the teachers also and for the management also, just to change the mindset of the teachers as well as the students. So,
Very well said and very practical also.
yes,
Yeah.
we are working on that part itself. And annually, we have the meeting of all the teachers because we have more than 500 teachers in our network all over the NCR areas. And we conduct this meeting every day, at least for the 1 hour, right? How you can imbibe this knowledge to our students and how you can transform them. So, basic knowledge that is given to the teachers itself. And that transformation basically that begins at the stage of the individual level first. First, they should change their attitude, perception, their behavior, and their value sets. That is the first one. Next part that is very much concerned with the family issues, how they can have a very harmonious life in their family, so that they can maintain their family harmony and the individual harmony as well. So this is very important thing. At the same time, the next stage that is the harmony at the society level. Society level means the person, whoever they are engaged in the different set of the activities or the professions, whether they are into the business or they are into the manufacturing process. What should be the right set of the skills? What should be the awareness about the industry? What should be the awareness about the process? The process that should be the green process. Procedure that should be the green process, right? So entire aspect of the business, whether that is related with the marketing, whether that may be related with the logistic or the supply chain, everything we impart that part of. And what should be the right set of the production system that will never hamper the individual itself, as well as that will not hamper the natural resources also. So these are the in the different phases, and ultimately we just come up to the nature level, and ultimately at the universal levels also we give the impart these educations, and the focus is only at the development of the human being, because even in India right now the human development program and the that graph that is very much below, that is the 117th position, as I think, out of the entire world, right? So that is the basic thing, and that is the basic challenges, because there is no dearth of the technology, there is no dearth of the skills, there is no dearth of the competencies, but the problem is only that is the human side, and we need to develop that human conduct. So basically, we emphasize on that part.
So very true. So let's hear from the other speaker also. Anju ma'am, it's okay if you are traveling, if you are on the back seat, if you can on, that would be great. So my question to you is, ma'am, if the school doesn't change the way they teach today, what risk are we creating for tomorrow's generation?
I don't think that the schools would not change.
For
Yes,
those schools who are not
the,
adapting,
the
They
schools
are
are the
supposed to
schools are
change.
the only change makers. Perhaps
yes.
because everything begins. We believe that we have to catch the children when they are young.
Mhm.
So this transformation actually has to start at the very early stage, and it begins from the school life only. As soon as the child enters the school, there is certainly a different environment, a different learning environment, and we expect that the things are going to change. Though we understand, that this is say an alpha generation, and perhaps we as elders, we as educators, we need to change our ways and means, how to really educate them. And I really endorse and agree what the other panelists have said, that we need to educate the parents as well. That's absolutely fine. This young generation being young, right? It is very easy at times, to bring about a change in them, and moreover, especially in the kind of environment when social networking is there, when they have the too much of exposure, about the technology and all, right? It is sometimes we learn from them, right? And there are many things which they bring, and bring it to our notice, and they try to implement those things. But when it comes to perhaps, the other generation like ours, it is their mindset. It is a mindset, and it is all about educating them and changing their mindset. So the attitudinal change is required. What is the need of the hour, right? And with very, very small baby steps, we can bring about those kind of changes. There is no doubt, no question that we would not change. And of course, we are the future builders, we are the nation builders. We will be creating the change. The educators, the school will bring about all these changes. So it's going to begin, with the school. And of course, we are very hopeful and we are very optimistic about it that the young generation is going to bring about a change. And not just the Vishwa Gurus, we are moving, towards Viksit Bharat, towards that developed India, wherein, yes, we will be able to focus more on sustainability because these are the global issues and we have to, voice out. Say, when we say we need to be vocal, for local. So, as indigenous, farming and indigenous, say, the toys and the other things, we need to really promote on that. We really need to voice out something which is very, very local. So I believe sustainability is something, which is in our day-to-day life. And we as educators, we have to set an example. No preaching would help, right? It is only the example, right? And even without saying, they have to observe everything. Observation is going to play a role, and that's how the whole environment would be changed. Though it is a very I can say a slow process, but we should not lose any hope, and that is it when we are going to bring about a change in the generation.
I really like that perspective, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing that, and thank you so much to all
Chupata.
our panelists. Today's takeaway is simple. Sustainability is not a chapter, it is not a subject, it is the way of thinking. And as ma'am said, school are the first place where the thinking begins. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruby.
Thank you, Singh sir. Thank you, Ruby
Thank
madam,
you so
for
much.
having me here.
Dipti ma'am, you are invited to be the owner of Global Educator Forum. With my folded
So,
hand,
and
each one
just
of you, reason behind ki this is the globe issue.
yeah.
Sustainability is not only issue of any country.
वेरी ट्रू, वेरी ट्रू। एंड
And
सर कुछ जीवन में फुर्सत होना भी ज़रूरी है। हालाँकि ये थोड़ा-सा हट के मैं कह रही हूँ, हम इतने ज़्यादा डेटा ड्रिवन हो गए हैं, इतने ज़्यादा हर तरह से
ये है ना
सिंथेटिक
मैम
हो गए
फुर्सत,
हैं।
इससे इससे
हाँ,
खूबसूरत फुर्सत कहाँ
और
मिलेगी?
मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि ये जो सस्टेनेबल प्रैक्टिसेस भी हैं और बच्चों के साथ कुछ समय बिताना ज़रूरी है एज़ स्कूल लीडर्स एंड like even if I wouldn't go for plantation 2 Sundays, the third Sunday the strength drops. So definitely
Yes,
school leaders have to be torch bearers as well.
सस्टेनेबिलिटी इज वेरी
Thank
लॉजिकल
you.
मैम। वो स्वामी रामदेव कहते हैं ना, करोगे तो कुछ
हाँ,
होगा।
करने से
टीवी,
होता
हाँ,
है।
टीवी देखने से कुछ नहीं होता है।
हाँ, बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल
तो
and
वी हैव
thank
टू
you
डू
for
दैट।
having us here.
Just
It's
a
an
request, ma'am.
absolute pleasure.
Thank
अंजुम
you.
मैम, हम फोटोशॉप कर देंगे आपको। बट यू आर हैप्पी सोल, साउंडिंग वेल, अच्छा लगा।
Oh,
Very
yes,
true.
we'll be in touch. It was
Yeah.
lovely.
थैंक यू मनोज सर, थैंक यू दीप्ति मैम।